And there we are. Hello, my friends. My name is Don, and today I am here to open up a couple of my items. First off, my Warhammer Imperium magazine, Warhammer 40,000. I've been getting this one since the beginning. I've got some of my brothers as well, so I've gotten to double up on some of them. We've got the 4 issues. I think these were actually from last month, but they usually get here a little late for me. So 68, 69, nice 70, 71. I'll open those up in just a minute. Plastic is so loud. And then I also have my warpcrate for the month. If you don't know what this is, warpfire minis will send you for, I think it's $25. They'll send you at least $40 worth of random minis. You can give some input as to what it is, but what you get is what you get. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Opening up number 68. So this one contains, I believe this is number 3 for the canoptic rates. That should be the last one. Yeah, this is a month where, whoops, there goes the base on the floor. This is a very rare month where we get 4 magazines full of minis. Most of the previous months had 3 minis and either a piece of terrain or a pot of paints. In some sad cases, 2 magazines with minis, a couple of pots of paints, and a piece of terrain. So this is one of the months to get for sure. So I believe these are all monopos. I don't think there is a difference between the 3. Set that aside. We'll open up the magazine. I also find it pretty ironic that we're already into 10th edition and we're still getting the 9th edition info here, which a lot of it is just lore, so that's fine, but at the end there's some scenarios to play for the previous edition. Anyway, open it up. So table of contents, Dead World, some fiction here. And I guess this is playing in a particular setting. You can write down your records for the location you're playing. Next up, we have some info on the 3rd Tyrannic War, which is good to have because the 4th Tyrannic War started with 10th edition. So we can read up on a little bit of that lore there. Oh, on the back a little bit more. Trazyn the Infinite. So this is a character. I believe this might be the guy from the Infinite and the Divine, which I happen to have right over here. Whoop. Knocked it over. I got less than a quarter of the way in, and I haven't gotten to finish it yet. No spoilers. So just a little bit of history on a named character. Got some. Ooh. Set some down on my keyboard, so it's giving me sticky keys. No, go away. Okay. We have a little bit of fiction about Eldari, it looks like, fighting the Necrons. Dull side. We have how to build that canoptic wraith. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same as the previous ones, so this will go in my binders, but it is the same exact info I already have. All right, how to paint. So this should be a little bit different than the previous one, which was, I think, a couple of months ago. Since then, we've gotten a couple more paint pots. I don't remember exactly what. But nice little guide. I think Tesseract Glow is one of the newer ones. Final gallery there. Okay. Necron rules again. This is for 9th edition, so showing some of the rules from the previous edition that are no longer applicable. tutorial on how to use those rules I don't need, and then a scenario that also is outdated. But I like the scenarios. I think they're fun. I think I'm going to eventually, at some point, try to play through most of the scenarios, just use 10th edition rules, because the magazine comes with so many different minis and you know, 3 different Imperium factions and a bunch of Necrons. I think the different scenarios can be fun just to play them, you know, 10th edition version. So this is Front Lines, which I think is another version of one that we've already had. Let's see. Oh yeah, by this point, I think it is... Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say on here. I think it's just you pick a points for a power level, which they got rid of. Yeah, power 75. They got rid of power level for 10th edition, which I don't think anyone really used it anyway. So just gonna have to figure out points for that. Then the last page with the next issue. Speaking of next issue, number 69, we have Malleus Calgar. I think this sprue is just him. And then his honor guard, Victrix honor guard. They should come in the next issue, which, again, I already got. I believe this is just Malleus Calgar. Ultramarines character. Just take a look at them. They are really cool minis. I think they would make some really nice Blade Guard veterans. Sorry. I'm trying to look at this. There we go. At least the Honor Guard would. I don't know if I could potentially use him as one as well. I'm a bit of lame in the regards of my minis. I like to, when I get a character like this, I like to build it as him. I may get a second copy of this issue or these issues. So if that is the case, then I will go ahead and build one of him as is and then modify the second one. Same thing with Gilliman when that eventually comes. Table of contents, a lot of red, so stories and stuff. Some info on Malleus Calgar himself, chapter master of the Ultramarines. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with him. I know he's got these 2 massive power fists with the built-in storm gauntlets, but I don't know anything about his fluff. Ancient origins, looks like this is some history of the Space Marines. First foundings. So we've got the 20 chapters as they were when they were first founded. Yeah, 11 and 2 are written down as unknown. I know they actually exist, but I forget what they are. I don't pay that much attention. Yeah. All right, tracked battle tanks. So we've got the Rhino body, Rhino chassis, and then some various options to build on it, such as the Predator, Destructor, Annihilator. I guess this is just the Predators. The Ball Predator, which I believe is just operated by only the Blood Angels. My brother used to play Blood Angels, so that is familiar to me. Alright, Vindicators have some big heavy weapons, deal a lot of heavy damage, but fire only a couple of shots usually. I don't own any of those. Transports, the base model of the Rhino. I have a few of these in my collection. There's Poor Hammer always says no one ever buys Rhinos. You just show up with people who play, and a veteran will give you one of their old ones and ask you not to give it back. That's true for me. I have never purchased one. I've gotten, I think I have 3. I think actually 2.5. Funny story about that half. But I got all of them on eBay. Never bought them retail. Next we have the Land Raider. This one is not that Rhino chassis. And the drop pods. Cool models. I have a Rhino that is not complete. It's missing one of its side sponsons. Got to replace that one these days. And then I have a single drop pod. They're fun. All right, what do we have here? Rogue Trader Ship's Logbook. This might be some fluff, some in-universe. Looks like maybe the, well, diary or ship's log of a Rogue Trader. Cool. Some of the various crew on board. The Rogue Traders are an interesting group. If you're not familiar with the fiction, they are, you know, primarily human under the employ of the Imperium, but they kind of can exist outside of a lot of the structure. Like, what is this guy? Just an ape? Interesting. All right, next we have how to build Malleus Calgar and Victorix Honor Guard. So there's the boy, and here is the Honor Guard from the next issue. Oh, they're pretty simple. Okay, some more game rules that are no longer usable. Warlord traits for 9th edition. This one's a little bit more sticky than the last one. How those are used. Part of the tomb, so this is a scenario going into that tomb world. Oof, a little bit stuck there. Oh, I don't like that. Oh well. Okay. Yeah. Veteran mission ebb and flow, another 75 power one. Those are the objectives, victory conditions, whatnot. And then the next 2 issues. Oh, and then an extra insert. Rise of the Primarch, or Primarch. This, just a little bit of lore. Looks like it. Does that come apart? You can see it looks kind of corrugated there. I'm not sure why. Yeah. Some history. And then there is the Primarch, Robert Gilliman. All right. Issue 70. Here are those Honor Guard and the 3 bases that sent me. These are very cool looking models. And yeah, they absolutely will make great Blade Guard veterans. Their power swords are short. They look like little gladiuses. What's the plural of gladiuses? Gladii. Okay, issue 70. Ooh, this one's thick. All right, there is going to be the info sheets for Malleus Calgar and his Honor Guard. We've got some history or fluff for Calador Drago and Castellan Crow, and painting and scenarios. Alright, so here's his sheet. Talking about him and his war gear. And you can write down stuff that he's done. In fact, they have an example one for you, which takes up most of that sheet. Silly. Okay, the bodyguards. Again, showing you their war gear. Those helmets are really cool. And I did check. They are, they give you 2 of those helmets, or the option to build one without a head, and then one slightly different. This one here. Those helmets are really dope. I can't wait to put them on something. Okay. And again, you can write down your personal stuff to customize your guys. Keldor Dracor, Grandmaster of the Great Knights. And then last issue had how to build. This one shows how to paint. And these ones specifically, like I said, I'm probably going to build them, you know, as they're supposed to be for my first copies. And if I do get a second copy of these 2 issues, I will build them, you know, modify them, build them as Blade Guard vets. So those first ones, I'll probably end up painting in this scheme just because, you know, if I'm building them as the Ultramarines characters, might as well paint them in the Ultramarines colors. So this will absolutely be one to hold on to and read later. If I ever get around to it. Because I don't play Ultramarines, it's not going to be high on my priorities list. Some shots of that cool helmet. Awful lot of detail on these guys. Shows you how to paint both options for the head, with the helmet or without. And the gallery for what they're going to look like at the end. There is, again, for the previous edition, data sheets for the models. And the scenario precision strike. Another 75 power scenario. And then next time, the Lich Guard. Here they are. Or at least half of them. This is the first half. And by half, I mean there are 4 of them in here. I don't know how the last sprue just has 1 guy on it. I guess they have a few options, right? Since these 2 are, briefly looked at it, they look like the same. Yep, they're the same sprue. So I think the preferred build in the meta right now is the 2-handed weapon. But I think the shield and sword just look so much cooler. I'm probably going to build them like that, just because. Okay, this issue has the Lich Guard sheet, bunch more red, so stories and fluff, how to build, and War in the Dark scenario. So there's all the info on those Lich Guard. And then your sheets so that you can customize them, make them your personals. Age of the Dark Imperium. 10,000 years have passed since the Emperor ascended to the Golden Throne. So I think that's the era of the modern era, I guess. Helbrecht, High Marshal of the Black Templars. And Merrick Grimaldus, another Black Templar. We have a fluff story, fluff, blah. Emperor's Justice, which looks like it's a Black Templars and Orcs. Whole 3-4 pages of it. Typically they're just like 1.5. Okay, this is more Rogue Trader stuff. Again, it looks to be in-universe, reports. Something about Drukari. Oh. Orcs, traders, and Eldari Corsairs. The new models for those are super cool. I like them. I do not have any yet. Actually, in was it the 4th or 5th edition rulebook, they had Eldari Corsairs, or Eldar Pirates, I think they were labeled back then, as a kit bash. Basically, you could take some Eldar Guardians and some, I think it was the High Elf Archers. And I thought that was so cool, I actually built some. I think I have more than 20 of them, and I'm going to absolutely play with those. And, no one can tell me I can't, because they are Games Workshop models. Okay. Orcane the Diviner. I believe Orakan the Diviner. I believe this is the other half of that Infinite and Divine. I mean, that looks like the guy on the cover. Yeah. And the how to build. That's a nice, simple one. I don't know how old this kit is, but it is sort of the older style of build the legs, build the torsos, slap them together, and pick a set of arms to go on them, which I appreciate. I think the modern ones where the legs go with a specific torso, go with a specific, set of arms, I think those look, like most of the time, they look better and more detailed. But as a model kit, I find these just so much easier to build and customize. Okay, War in the Dark. Another scenario, a little bit smaller, 50 power. And then next issue is the other half of the Lich Guard and a Locust Heavy Destroyer. All right, that is it for the Imperium magazine. Straighten that back up. And last thing for today, I'm gonna pop open my warp crate. See what I have inside. So I've gotten some cool stuff from them before. They let you give a little paragraph or so of stuff that you like. I told them that I like old models. Ooh, I think I have some here. Previously, before I get to that, they gave me a set of, I think it was 9 squigs. So that was dope. I was really happy to get some. Oh, hell yeah. In my the tab, I had it pulled open Games Workshop, because sometimes they give me stuff that I don't know what it is, but I know what this is. These are the namesake for one of the most popular paints in their Citadel paint line. These are lead belchers, old kits from the old world. Oh man, you can see how different the screws are. See, this is old hammer sprue. It's kind of sparse. The layout has a lot of gaps. And then the newer sprue is where you can barely fit a finger between some of these things. What we got. So the lead belchers are ogres from the ogre kingdoms. Back in the day when, the ogres were some of the biggest model, armies that you had. So they were a low model count, very elite. These guys are their ranged weapons. You can see one of them right here holding just a frickin' Empire Great Cannon. They looted it, stole it, and here's a mortar. Just cannons. Here is another sprue of, looks like just close combat weapons. There are a couple of, I forget what these guys are called, but they're basically, I think, an offshoot of Goblin that basically work for the ogres. And here are those ogre models. They could be built as, just regular ogres. Oh yeah. And then there's the little belly plates they put on for armor. That's why there's a massive hole in his stomach. Oh, you can pick those shoes. Oh man. That's cute. Okay. 2 sprues, looks like, yes, those are the same. And then another sprue of that previous one. So, very pleased with that. I'm not sure. I am going to swap over to that other tab I had open. Those are Destruction, Ogre, Maw Tribes, yeah. Just gonna scroll down here and see if I can. There they go. Yep, lead belchers. $45 kit, $25 still on sprue. Not bad. I have had a lot of good luck with warpfire. When the Ash Wastes came out for Necromunda, my kit was lost in the mail. UPS said it was delivered. It was not. They were really great. They went to bat for me, and lodged a ticket with UPS. When UPS couldn't find it, they went ahead and just sent me a whole new box. I think they were insured for it, so good for them. And I am obviously very happy with that. Yeah, cool kit. Very happy with these new models. I'm definitely going to put these guys together soon. I might do some of the Imperium on stream, just building some of those models. Let me see, I'm going to put... when I end the stream, somewhere in the last 30 seconds or so comes up as the what do they call it? The title card? Whatever. Let's see if I can adjust this so the light's not shining on it quite so much. I don't think there's anything I can do. Oh, and the camera's sliding down. All right. Well, that's enough for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to hit that like button. I will be back probably tomorrow to build some more minis. I might do some of these ones. Oh, my camera's crooked. Whatever. No. If it's going for the thumbnail, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to just look somewhat decent. Okay. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do this every month when my Warp Crate and my Imperium magazines get here, just to show off what cool stuff I get. And as always, I'm going to be building on stream. I'm going to be painting on stream. Feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. Thank you so much. Have a good night.